I am Dr. Amin Anjum, Assistant Professor of Medicine from Medical Unit 4, Faisalabad Medical University. Today I will deliver lecture on hypoparathyroidism. Before starting the lecture, I will briefly discuss anatomy and functions of parathyroid glands so that the students can easily understand disorders of parathyroid glands. The parathyroid glands are small endocrine glands in the neck of humans. Humans usually have 4 parathyroid glands located on the back of thyroid gland. The parathyroid gland produces and secretes parathyroid hormone in response to a low calcium, which plays a key role in regulating the amount of calcium in the blood and within the bones. The parathyroid gland originates from the third and fourth pharyngeal pouches in the embryonic life. The parathyroid glands originate during embryonic life from the interaction of endoderm of third and fourth pharyngeal pouches and the neural crest mesenchyme. Superior parathyroid glands originate from the fourth pouch and inferior from the third pharyngeal pouch. The parathyroid glands develop at 6 weeks of gestation and they migrate dorsally at 8 weeks of gestation. This diagram shows structures in the human neck. The thyroid gland is shaded green. The 4 yellow shaded areas represent the most common positions of parathyroid glands, which are usually 4 in number and situated behind the lateral lobes of thyroid gland. Each gland is a yellowish brown flat ovoid structure that resembles a lentil seed. The glands which are positioned higher are called superior parathyroid gland and the lower 2 are called inferior parathyroid glands. 2 types of cells are present in the parathyroid gland: chief cells and auxiliary cells. Chief cells synthesize and release parathyroid hormone. These cells are small and appear dark when they are loaded with parathyroid hormone, and they are clear when hormone has been secreted or if they are in resting phase. Auxiliary cells are lighter in appearance and they increase in number with age. They have unknown function. The parathyroid glands may be variable in number and may present at ectopic sites. Some persons may have smaller parathyroid gland, there are only 3 in number, and some may have 6 or even 8 in numbers. Ectopic parathyroid glands may be found around esophagus, may be found in the mediastinum, or may be in the thymus, in the carotid sheath, or higher up in the cervical region. In 1849, Sir Richard Owen provided first accurate description of normal parathyroid glands after examining Indian rhinoceros. In 1879, Anton Wulfer described tetany in a patient after total thyroidectomy. Ivar Sandstrom, a Swedish medical student, grossly and microscopically described parathyroid glands. Calcium measurement was made possible in 1909 and its association with parathyroids was established. In 1925, first successful parathyroidectomy on 38 years old man with severe bone pain secondary to osteitis fibrosa cystica was made. The major function of parathyroid gland is to maintain body's calcium and phosphorus levels within a narrow range so that nervous and muscular system can function properly. The parathyroid gland do this by secreting parathyroid hormone. Parathyroid hormone is a small protein that takes part in the control of calcium and phosphorus hemostasis as well as bone physiology. Parathyroid hormone is synthesized in the parathyroid gland as a precursor hormone which is known as pre-poroparathyroid hormone, which is cleaved first to poroparathyroid hormone and then to the final 84 amino acid PTH. Secreted parathyroid hormone has a half-life of only 2 to 4 minutes. In the liver, parathyroid hormone is metabolized into the active N-terminal component and relatively inactive C-terminal fraction. At bone level, parathyroid hormone activates and increases the number of osteoclasts, which mobilizes calcium from bone. At kidney, it has three functions. It increases renal tubular reabsorption of calcium. It increases conversion of vitamin D to active dihydroxy form in kidneys. It also increases urinary phosphate excretion, which reduces calcium losses. At gut level, it increases GI calcium absorption. It is said for parathyroid hormone that it is a friend of calcium and enemy of phosphorus. Parathyroid hormone stimulates osteocytic pump. It increases permeability of osteocytic membrane, allowing calcium to diffuse. The parathyroid hormone increases blood calcium levels by directly stimulating osteoblasts and indirectly stimulating osteoclasts. Parathyroid hormone indirectly stimulates the formation of new osteoclasts as well. Both cell lines are activated, but osteoclastic activity is more pronounced as compared to osteoblastic activity. In plasma, calcium exists in three forms: 40 to 45% bound to plasma proteins, mainly albumin; 5 to 10% bound to anions such as phosphate and citrate; and third one is unbound, which is 50% of the total plasma calcium, and it is the only biological active form. This diagram shows the distribution of three forms of calcium within the plasma. Hypoparathyroidism is a decreased function of parathyroid gland with underproduction of parathyroid hormone. This can lead to low levels of calcium, causing muscle cramps and tingling in the hands and feet. Sometimes patient may present with tetany, which is a medical emergency. Hypoparathyroidism can be inherited but also encountered after thyroid surgery. It can be caused by immune system related damage to the gland, and a number of rare causes can cause hypoparathyroidism. Hypoparathyroidism is the most commonly caused by anterior neck surgery, occurring after total thyroidectomy transiently in 25% of cases and permanently in 4% cases. Permanent hypoparathyroidism may occur after the resection of multiple parathyroid adenomas. It can also occur transiently after the surgical removal of a parathyroid adenoma for primary hyperparathyroidism, and Hungry bone syndrome may be seen in this case. Neck irradiation is a rare cause of hypoparathyroidism. Autoimmune infiltration or destruction is the most common non-surgical cause. Autoimmune hypoparathyroidism may be isolated or combined with other endocrine deficiencies. Autoimmune polyendocrine syndrome type 1 is known as autoimmune polyendocrinopathy, candidiasis, ectodermal dystrophy. Hypoparathyroidism is the only and most frequent endocrine deficiency seen in this syndrome. Other autoimmune diseases which can develop in this syndrome are Addison disease, celiac disease, type 1 diabetes mellitus, and fat malabsorption. Hypoparathyroidism may be seen in SLE, systemic lupus erythematosus, due to anti-parathyroid antibodies. Hemochromatosis and thalassemia, both of which are associated with iron overload, may result in primary hypoparathyroidism. Similarly, Wilson disease with copper overload can cause primary hypoparathyroidism. Hypermagnesemia also suppresses parathyroid hormone secretions. It occurs most commonly in patients with kidney failure. In such patients, take magnesium containing laxatives, antacids or dietary supplements. Magnesium deficiency can cause functional hypoparathyroidism. Other rare causes of hypoparathyroidism are alcoholic intake, chronic use of diuretics, and proton pump inhibitors. Hypoparathyroidism may be due to deficient parathyroid hormone secretions by the gland, or there may be inability to make an active form of the parathyroid hormone by the gland, or it may be due to the inability of the kidneys and bones to respond to parathyroid hormone. Pseudohypoparathyroidism is a condition associated primarily with resistance to parathyroid hormone. Patients have low calcium, high phosphorus. Parathyroid hormone may be normal or high. This condition is extremely rare. Pseudohypoparathyroidism is associated with mental retardation and skeletal deformities. Symptoms are due to low calcium. Patient may have muscle cramps and seizures. Characteristic features include short stature, developmental delay, calcification of basal ganglia, short 5th, 4th and 5th metacarpals and metatarsals. This slide shows the classical features of pseudohypoparathyroidism. Patient are short statured. X-ray shows the short 4th and 5th metacarpal bones of the hands. Clinical features of hypoparathyroidism may vary from mild symptoms to life-threatening complications. Patients often have reduced quality of life with anxiety, fatigue, depression and cognitive impairment. The main symptoms of hypoparathyroidism are due to low blood calcium levels, which interfere with normal muscle contraction and nerve conduction. Patient may have paresthesia around the mouth and tingling sensation in the hands and feet. More severe manifestations may include muscle weakness, muscle cramps, tetany and stridor, and some patients may present with convulsions. There is resistance to digitalis. Some patients may have cataracts. There is hair loss, skin is dry and nails are malformed. There is poor tooth development in children. Tetany or tetanic seizure is a medical sign consisting of the involuntary contraction of muscles, which may be caused by disorders that increase the action potential frequency of muscle cells or the nerves that innervate it. Tetany is characterized by contraction of distal muscles of the hands, that is called carpal spasm, with extension of interphalangeal joint and adduction and flexion of the metacarpophalangeal joints. And in feet it is called pedal spasm. Tetany is associated with tingling around the mouth and distally in the limbs. Two signs are important in hypoparathyroidism to elicit latent tetany. One is caustic sign and other is Trozius sign or Trozius phenomenon. In caustic sign, facial nerve is tapped near the lower jaw of the patient and result in spasm of the facial muscles. Trozius sign is an indication of latent tetany in which carpal spasm occurs when the upper arm is compressed by a tourniquet or blood pressure cuff. Latent means the disease is present but it is not apparent. The Trozius sign is more sensitive as compared to caustic sign. The Trozius sign has a sensitivity of 94% as compared to caustic sign, which is 29% sensitive for hypocalcemia. To elicit Trozius sign, a blood pressure cuff is placed around the arm and inflated to a pressure greater than the systolic blood pressure and held in place for 3 minutes. This will occlude the brachial artery. In the absence of blood flow, the patient's hypocalcemia and subsequent neuromuscular irritability will induce spasm of the muscles of the hand and forearm, the wrist and the metacarpophalangeal joint flex, the distal interphalangeal joint and proximal interphalangeal joints extend and the fingers are adducted. This sign is also known as Main-Dacokier. Apart from the obstetrician hand, due to muscle spasm or cramping as a consequence of hypocalcemia, some patient may present with the foot in a state of sharp plantar bending with bent fingers. It is called tip foot. Some patients may develop spasm of the facial muscles causing the sardonical smile form of a mouth or fish mouth. Sometimes there may be a spasm of the chewing muscles. Complications of hypoparathyroidism. Acute tetany with stridor, especially if associated with vocal cord paralysis, may lead to respiratory obstruction requiring tracheostomy. There may be associated autoimmunity causing celiac disease, pernicious anemia or Addison's disease. Ossifications of paravertebral ligaments may occur with nerve root compression and surgical decompression may be needed. Seizures are common in uncontrolled patients and untreated patients. Overtreatment with vitamin D and calcium may produce nephrocalcinosis and impairment of the kidney function. Hypocalcemia can also cause heart failure and dysrhythmias. Patients with hypoparathyroidism may develop calcifications of the basal ganglia and white matter heavy calcification. The main biochemical findings seen in hypoparathyroidism are low calcium, high phosphate, normal alkaline phosphatase, and a low serum PTH. In contrast, in pseudo-hypoparathyroidism, the serum PTH is high and calcium is low. In secondary hypoparathyroidism, the serum PTH is decreased and the serum calcium level is increased. Serum magnesium level should always be measured. The hypomagnesemia may cause parathyroid hormone deficiency and subsequent hypocalcemia. The ECG may show prolonged QT intervals and arrhythmias. Based on the biochemical findings, the hypoparathyroidism can be differentiated from other diseases. In hypoparathyroidism, serum calcium is low, serum phosphate is high, alkaline phosphatase is normal, parathyroid hormone is low. In hyperparathyroidism, serum calcium is high, serum phosphate is low, serum alkaline phosphatase is normal, while the parathyroid hormone is increased. In Paget's disease of the bone, both serum calcium and phosphate are normal, alkaline phosphatase is increased, and parathyroid hormone is normal. In osteomalacia, both calcium and phosphate are low, alkaline phosphatase is strikingly increased, and the parathyroid hormone is also increased. In osteoporosis, all these biochemical findings are normal. This CT scan of brain shows physiological basal ganglia calcification. This basal ganglia calcification is due to the deposits of calcium and phosphate salts in the basal ganglia. This is a normal finding. It may be seen in the aged patients. In contrast to the basal ganglia seen in the previous slide, which was a physiological basal ganglia calcification, the calcification seen in hypoparathyroidism is extensive. Apart from the basal ganglia, the other parts of the brain like head of caudate nucleus, white matter of brain and areas of cerebellum are also calcified. The most common causes of heavy basal ganglia calcification are in decreasing order of frequency, hypoparathyroidism, pseudo-hypoparathyroidism, pseudo-hypoparathyroidism and hyperparathyroidism. When basal ganglia calcification is present, the patients may present with symptoms of Parkinsonism and choreoathetosis. The management of hypoparathyroidism is divided into three parts. First, the prophylaxis against severe postoperative hypocalcemia. Post-thyroidectomy hypocalcemia can be detected early by closely monitoring serum PTH and calcium. If the serum calcium falls below 8 mg per deciliter with a serum PTH below 10 to 15 picogram per ml after thyroid or parathyroid surgery, the patient is at high risk for hypocalcemia and can be prophylactically treated with calcitrol and oral calcium. Emergency treatment for acute hypocalcemia. First of all, be sure an adequate airway is present. Calcium gluconate 10 to 20 ml of 10% solution intravenously may be given slowly until tetany ceases. 10 to 50 ml of 10% calcium gluconate may be added to 1 liter of 5% glucose in water or saline and given by slow intravenous drip. The rate should be adjusted so that the serum calcium is maintained in the range of 8 to 9 mg per deciliter. Oral calcium salt should be given orally as soon as possible to supply 1 to 2 gram of calcium daily. The usual dosage is 1 to 3 gram calcium orally daily and should be given with meals or before meals. The therapy should be started with vitamin D preparation as soon as oral calcium is begun. The active metabolite of vitamin D, calcitrol, has a very rapid onset of action. If hypomagnesemia is present, it must be corrected to treat the resulting hypocalcemia. The mainstay of maintenance therapy is with calcium and vitamin D supplements. Parathyroid hormone is only needed in patients whose hypocalcemia do not respond to calcium and vitamin D supplements. Recombinant parathyroid hormone is available. Recombinant human parathyroid hormone preparation is superior to the conventional therapy in reversing the fatigue and muscle weakness reported by some patients with hypoparathyroidism. Some patients may be benefited with translocation of the cryopreserved parathyroid tissue. Patients with hypoparathyroidism are advised to take diet which is rich in calcium. This includes dairy products, nuts, green leafy vegetables and fortified orange juice and breakfast cereals. Patients are also advised to take diet which is low in phosphorus. This means avoiding carbonated soft drinks which contain phosphorus in high amount. I am really thankful to all of you for listening this lecture. Allah Hafiz.